All right. Well, it has been a hot minute since I've had somebody on the podcast with me doing an interview, and I am super grateful that it's my friend Christine Fraser. We are going to be doing a really cool Yule Gathering next month on December 14th. We still have a few spots left, and we usually sell out. So it is so fun. It's jam-packed with activities and knowledge. We also have a couple other modalities practitioners who are going to be joining us as well. Christine is a wisdom keeper. She is incredibly knowledgeable about not only Yule, but so many other things as well. She's my go-to person when I want to know something deeper about whether it is, magic or spell casting or channeling or anything like that, really. So you're my first call. And I'm just going to give it over to you to do an introduction about Yule for the people who aren't familiar with it, a little bit about the history, how it's kind of adapted over the years, and we make it into something a little bit different now. We live in
Mm.
North America, in Canada, so we have our own rituals and things that we like to do here. It's very family oriented. And it is my freaking favorite holiday out of all of them. I get really excited. My son told his teacher the other day that he thinks my mom likes Christmas more than me. So, yeah, I'm excited. So, I'm all about celebrating it. I usually start celebrating myself. We set up our tree in November, typically after Remembrance Day. But yeah, I can't get enough of the twinkle lights. There's just something about having that Christmas tree lit inside of my house that just brings me so much joy. So,
Yeah.
take it away.
Thanks and what a beautiful segue to talk about Yule. The tree is one of the biggest parts of that traditional practice of Yule. And of course, Yule has been one of the ways that has the northern peoples of Europe were inviting warmth into the home to
Mm,
celebrate, to come together, to feast and have the festivities, and to really ignite the light within and share that goodwill and joy and community and family. Because, what else are you going to do in the cold winter months?
gets pretty cold here.
Yeah. Thank you, Delain, for having me on. And I am very excited for our Yule gathering and celebration and retreat on December 14th up here in Northern Alberta in Canada. And we are, yeah, bringing in all the components of Yule. Yule is a practice of um, celebrating the season and not so focused on Christmas, but the celebration of the entire season of the winter and keeping that flame in the hearth and the lightness alive. The spark, the twinkling lights would have been,
Mm.
of course, back in the day, candles lit all around. Yeah, so okay, so some of the things that we're going to be actually implementing at the Yule retreat is a feast, and part of the feast was what did we have at that time in the northern climes was wild turkeys and boar and all of these beautiful different. Oh, I see we have a visitor, Mr. Wednesday. Perfect. Um, the feast also included a lot of the berries and the traditional um, ways that we would preserve food,
Right.
through preservation in the cold and in the salts and all those things. So it's going to be a really savory and sweet feast for our Yule practice and retreat day. We're bringing in the wreath and blessing the wreath and setting intention within our wreaths that adorn our doors and our homes. And so part of that also is the traditional practice of may the circle be unbroken. So
Mm.
there's something about protection and presence and blessings of unity and community and joy and the coming together of everyone and what we're celebrating.
Yeah, last year we
Sure.
did the Bessums, and
Hmm.
that was so much fun. So we just created all the Bessums, and then everybody got to decorate them and put bells on ribbons, and also being really intentional with setting an intention with it, whether we had bind runes written on it, and some people did words, other sigils, that kind of thing. And I really like the wreath this year. There was really something that came in really strong about that, and getting them from the greenhouse, and it comes from the land, right? So something that's living, and they smelled amazing. So we're using two different types of greenery, right, to really bring them all together, and I'm really excited for everybody to see them, to be able to create a new intention and have the little wooden medallions from the trees off of your property. So I really love how we bring things together that's just right outside of our door.
Hmm.
I find
Hmm.
we can make things really complicated and want the best of the best, which it's fun, right? I love pretty things as well. And sometimes if we just make it easy, and we prevent ourselves from doing the thing in the first place. And I find ritual is just as powerful, just from grabbing something right off your land, if not more so, that
Totally.
you've grown yourself. So I
Yeah.
really, yeah, it's fun, like being able to craft and partially put it together and then show that to people and get to see what they do with it. It was amazing what everybody did with their besoms last year. So I'm looking forward to the wreaths this year.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, it is something about being physically connected to what it is that you're creating. And from the moment of gathering it up to setting the intention to putting what you would like to add into that. You mentioned the bind runes and we're fortunate enough to have a very close and dear friend of ours joining us who
Yeah.
is a master herbalist. Uh, and she happens to be of Sami tradition from the northern peoples. And so, in her own bloodline and heritage, she was connected with the runes and a lot of the Nordic mysteries. And so, that's what she's going to be bringing with
Yeah,
her in her
amazing.
magic tool bag. So, Tammy Bergen.
Yeah,
And we'll be able to connect you to all of those that will be working with us as well.
yeah,
So the runes, of course, are part of that Northern people's intentional activations. And this time of the year, the Yule time was actually very important to be intentional about it. What is it that we're actually releasing and unwinding and unraveling and clearing out of the corners of the lodge? And what is it that we're inviting in and blessing and bringing in intentionally, which the runes would be used to do that. This time of the year is about sweeping away the old and being hunkered down and connected in. And so that's another part of this particular Yule retreat that we'll be doing is doing a little bit of transformational healing, which is intentionally releasing and excavating and then calling in what it is that we would love, what we
yeah,
would love. And
yeah,
that's something that I know I've been doing for the last over 20 years now, that I've been practicing and teaching and traveling over the world to do this. And I love our community, by the way. It's from everywhere. We have people
yeah.
from everywhere, all over the world, that love to join in on our sessions and our retreats. So
Yeah, and
exciting.
what I love about it too is that people can, do this on their own, right? We don't always need to, have 25 people or that kind of thing. We can do it with our kids, our loved ones. We can go outside and clip a few branches off the evergreen that's right outside in our own yard. Don't take other people's branches, maybe.
Yes.
But that's
We'll just
where
avoid those.
yeah, but we can harvest even if you buy one or you repurpose one, it's that intention, right? And it's really fun to do these things with our kids too. and to have them decorate it and put ribbon on. And there's just something special when they are a part of it and they see it in your house, they remember it. And those things I find they just, it's like looking at the old Christmas ornaments from last year. They're like, oh my God, I remember this one. And they're so excited to decorate the tree and their faces from when they were two, like up on the tree, front and center. So I think it's amazing to do it inside of our community as well as bringing that in with our family and doing those things. So we put a lot of pressure on ourselves like, I guess I can only speak for myself,
Yes.
pressure on myself to have everything right for it to look a certain way. I got to have a tradition. I got to do this or do that. And sometimes even the financial thing of Christmas time and moving into can be very overwhelming. So it's really cool to be able to have these tools and things where we can just use what we already have, repurpose it, and do something new with it and have that connection with our kids, whether it's putting some music on and just talking about gratitude and intention or what they want the new year to look like and all of those things. So I think
Mm,
it's really cool to be able to pull some of this and take it home with you and whether it's between you and one other person, that's still very powerful intention setting.
right. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. You don't need to make it a great big thing. If you can, wonderful. And if you've got
Yeah.
that opportunity to gather with a community and do that together, wonderful. If it's you and your little guy and you're at home and you're, you know, just blessing the meal that you have in front of you,
Yeah.
that's it. That's all of it right there. It doesn't start way out there. It starts right here, right?
Right.
It starts right here. And we start with us and making the season bright for ourselves. And then we can share that light even more,
Yeah.
into our homes, into our families, and hopefully into the community and beyond, right? So that is part of the invitation to do what you can with what you've got. And whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Hamsa or Kwanzaa or Yule or winter solstice, whatever it is that you would love to recognize at this time of the year, there's no right or wrong to it.
Yeah.
I think going forward into this next part of community and humanity or consciousness rising, whatever you want to call that, there's a real call to come back and see each other as just all these beautiful bright lights gathering together, whatever your beliefs are, whatever your
Yeah.
practices and faiths are, whatever your genders are, whatever your ages are. It's not about, you know, doing it right, wrong, against this, with this. It's just gathering and sharing a little bit of lighthearted connection.
Yeah.
And
Love
that's
that.
what we want to focus on for our Yule connection, our retreat together. To retreat together.
Yeah, I look, last year was our first year and it was just incredible. I found new ways to be grateful for what I do and also being inside of our community, which I'm extremely grateful for. I know that not everybody has that. But whether it is in person or I know you do some online things and I do some online things, so there is a way to connect with people online, but there's something about being in person with each other and to experience that and be in the energy of it is like amazing, amazing.
Agreed, agreed. So getting back to that, I'm also excited to share that again, whatever your belief system is, all are welcome to come and participate. We also have, those guiding spirits or ancestors or angels or the loving presence of the universe, whatever you want to call that.
Mm.
Our dear friend Lanny terminologizes it with her as her angels. And so she's going to help and guide us through with a journey, a guided meditation practice to to connect to that light being that's with
Mm.
us, who that is with us, to activate the joys in our lives, to invite us to into the new year with a joyful heart
Yeah.
and the light of hope and
Mm.
connection. And then I feel like she's also going to be bringing through a channeled message from
Okay.
her own angelic
Yep.
team. So that'll be kind of fun. And also to say that we are happy to bring forward our friend Holly, who will be doing a toning and frequency and the frequencies of love and elevated light for a sound bath and a
Yeah.
Reiki healing as well, or energetic healing
Yeah.
for the group as well. So, oof, it's
Beautiful.
packed
It's going to be a
full.
full day. Yeah, it's so I love though how it is there's a flow to it too, right? So it's like intentional and purposeful bringing everybody through an experience during the day. And yeah, I mean the food is always on point. We make sure that we take care of people and they're very well fed, that is for sure. We are going to be in Wolf House, which is a beautiful acreage out in the country surrounded by trees. It is such a beautiful space. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to figure out how to move there, move out there. Yeah, it's a beautiful space. I love being out there. It's nice to get out of the city a little bit as well and to be steeped in nature. And last year when we went out there, we saw the owl, the gray owl. That
Yes.
was incredible. Oh my gosh, it was
Yeah.
unbelievable. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to being out there again. It's been a little while for me, so
Me too. And even just that is like inviting that part of nature in with us, whether
yeah,
it's with the wreaths or the winter medicines that Tammy's going to be doing. It's the practice of Yule, connecting with nature. And we just always get curious about who's going to show up as little messengers,
yeah,
and the symbolism of the gray owl last year was perfect and on point. And I don't know about you with the group of people that you're in service to and your clients and your friends and your community, but I know that a lot of people are reaching out to ask for that guidance and
yeah,
support at this time. The need and the want and the desire for clarity and messages and guidance and feeling, okay, I'm not alone.
yeah,
There's this greater presence that's walking with me and giving me signs along the way. And, you know, I love doing that with people and I love sharing that with people. And so maybe we could even do a little bit of a message for them tonight together
yeah,
here as
yeah.
we're together.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been finding there's feeling a bit of people being lost, not really sure which direction to go in, and like the seeking of the answers. And for me, when I'm reading for people, and my focus is always to try to get into that alignment, to listen. I don't want to be telling anybody what to do. Let's be real. As much as I want somebody to tell me what to do once in a while, I'm just like, I'm going to do the opposite of what you just said because what? But there's a the self-empowerment piece that happens when we decide for something and you just know it and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm moving towards that thing. And you have to decide for yourself. So there is that energy that I'm noticing in some of the readings and clients that I've had recently is I don't know which direction to go. There might be two options or what's going to be the best, trying to figure out everything right now. Where
Yeah.
it's like if we can get quiet and get into the heart and out of the mind, we might be able to clearly know what that one step is. And it just continues to unfold. But oftentimes we want to go to step 50 and skip all these things, which I understand the quantum leap, it's a real thing. But getting into the vibration and the energy and alignment with it and taking action based on that. And sometimes it can seem so simple, but then the synchronicities start to happen and you're like, oh,
Hmm.
that, like I was sharing with you about the headphones that I found, right? And it's the exact pair that I needed.
Yeah.
The other one wouldn't have worked anyway, and that's the one my cat chewed on. So I needed to find this new pair. So yeah, I just a lot of that lately, and it is also like extremely rewarding. And I'm incredibly grateful to be able to do this work in the world and to be able to sit with people when they're sharing some really hard things. And it's allowed me to grow that empathy and compassion, knowing like we just don't know what other people are walking. And sometimes when we're able to sit with people, it's easier to move through some of our stuff
Yeah.
and taking our own advice sometimes, because I know sometimes that comes through and I'm like, oh shit.
Mm.
Hmm. Interesting. So,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Do you
yeah,
want to do a
that's,
message for us, Christine?
I would love to do a
That
message.
would be great.
I am going to use a bit of a tool.
Okay.
I work with the energy of tree wisdom. And tree wisdom, I have the Ogham on my arms here.
Hmm.
And the Ogham is an ancient language of the trees. And in the Celtic traditional practices, the trees and all of their messages have multiple meanings sometimes. But I feel like
Yeah.
we'll
Okay.
do a little bit of a reading just going into the December, into the Yule season, into Christmas and the winter um, warmth that we're all seeking.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Guidance of community and gathering and intentionality at this time. Oh, this is a beautiful message for a lot of people that I'm working with at this time as
Mm.
well. And it is the light of hope. So the tree or the
Mm.
bush or the message from nature right now is the honeysuckle. And the honeysuckle is this bright, light, sweet, gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I just love that Wednesday's in
Hmm.
on our interview tonight.
Yeah.
I love it. Um, I just want to just take a quick, brief peek at the overview of honeysuckle because I know there's so much to honeysuckle. In the Celtic tradition, it would be um, connecting in also with the animals and birds and insects that are associated with the plant as well. So calling in the sweetness of hummingbird,
Mm.
actively calling in joy, creating more and more opportunities for ourselves to be in the optimism and in the
Yeah.
positive mindsets. So, yes, I mean, goodness gracious, of course things are here to there's always going to be a bit if there's light, there's shadow. So,
Right.
in just that knowledge, okay, if I light a candle, there's going to be a shadow from the candle that I just lit. It's knowing that that darkness is there to serve a purpose as well. Mm. And as we're going into the dark winter
Yeah.
nights,
Yeah.
and also looking deeper into our own shadow aspects, we'll say, maybe the stuff we don't really want to entertain so often.
Hmm.
It's knowing that there's a purpose that that is there, that it is actually to light up our life even more, to be more aware of the light that we're inviting in.
Yeah.
So honeysuckle is here for a message for all that no matter what it might look like, that there's always light.
Mm.
Whatever darkness may be coming up, whatever shadows are presenting themselves to us at this time, that there's the light will always be there as well. Yeah.
Mm.
And to remember that spring is going to come again.
Yes.
Spring is going to come back. The flowers are going to bloom. The bees are going to buzz and gather up the honeysuckle for honey and the sweetness of life again. So, staying focused on knowing no matter what is showing up, we can activate the magic of the light in our life.
Mm, I love that. Yeah. I've been reminding myself of that the last few days of there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Of course, there's a way. There's got to be a way. I find myself moving into isolation, or I just want to go to bed or hide under the covers. Let's just
Mm.
go to sleep. I can't face this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, or getting and then there's the side of me that knows that I can't move through it that way. If I'm stuck in the low energy and the negative self-talk and I can't even get out of bed, or I'm not getting to the gym or eating right, and it just spirals. So, and I'm grateful that I have friends who can be like, hey, come to my home. I'm noticing you haven't left your house in a few days. So maybe this could be good for you. Um, but it does take a certain amount of self-awareness to even try to pull yourself out of those situations where you're like, okay, well, this isn't it. This isn't the way that I want to live my life anymore, or operate, or I don't want to feel this way anymore. How do I move through it? And actually, we were talking earlier about this. It's shifting that state, whether it's going outside, getting in nature. I mean, it's going to be getting colder. We're going to be spending more time indoors. So is it having a bath maybe, or a shower, or doing something where we can try to pull ourselves out of it?
Mm. No, you got that, Delain. And the other part of this message, the way that you've just described it, is also giving ourselves permission to have a little bit of the alone time,
Yeah,
but also permission to ask for support. And wherever that hyper independence stuff has come from, I don't care. I can see it across the board with everybody basically that I work with and talk to. There's some aspect of that trying
yeah,
to argue for itself. And it's like, uh-uh, uh-uh. If you think of somebody and you're knowing that they're going through a bit of a challenge or something, I'm going to invite you to reach out, you know.
yeah,
Like I'm setting that out there to people right now because if there's ever a time that we need this, it is right now.
yeah,
And so just a thought, even just a little text, hey, just thinking of you, hope life is good, sending you love. Just that, just a little reach out, touch in,
yeah,
whatever that is. So I would, I don't know, there's something there. There's something there with that too, you
yeah.
know? Hmm.
I think so often we get this idea in our head that if I can't help 100 people, why do it? If I can't help 1,000 people or whatever, but really if you could impact one person in your life, that one text, the one phone call, just it's like focusing on the one person. And if you're thinking about that, maybe send them a text and you could change somebody's life. You could change the decision they make that day, the trajectory of their week, their
Yeah.
year, all of it. So and this is something that I'm learning as well too, where oh, they're probably fine, or oh, they got other friends, oh, they got all these things going on, when really we just don't know. So it does feel like that invitation to, especially if somebody is coming to your thoughts in your mind, that maybe there is just a little a reach out or a message or something like that, because
Yeah.
it could really impact somebody's life.
Yeah. It does. I know that when that came through for me when I was in low points and in challenges and struggles in my life, like just having those friends that reach out
Yeah,
and do a little, just a small thing, it can mean the world of difference.
yeah,
Just random act of kindness of the smallest thing can make the world of difference,
yeah,
truly. And I really have tried to make sure that my children and grandchildren also can feel that and if they feel inspired, to invite them to be part of it, to be
yeah,
part of that kindness, that generosity of spirit. It doesn't have to be, you have to go out and buy presents for everybody. No, it can be literally like, hey, I grabbed myself a coffee, was thinking of you, grabbed you a hot chocolate, and just, I'm here to drop it off for you, or whatever,
yeah,
like just that would make the world of difference. I just want to speak to that a little bit because I know we all have those challenging relationships in our lives, whether we're still in relationship with a few of those people, or there are some crunchy bits in the relationships that we currently have with our own family members or
Yeah.
close loved ones. No matter what the relationships were, are, or will be, it's for me reminding myself over and over again that to bless every single part of that relationship and the persons we were, are, and will be. Because I
Mm.
know I'm not the same person I was 6 months ago, let alone 2 years, 5 years,
Yeah.
10 years ago. I'm a person in progress, and to really mm, allow others to be in their own journey of that person in progress, wherever they are. And I'm so grateful for all of my relationships, every single one of them, even the really crunchy ones back in the day
Mm.
when I wasn't so aware of we all are all
Yeah.
making our way along this journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just talking about that kindness can go a long way, even to people in our past versions of ourselves.
Yeah, it's easy to kind of look back and judge who we were, things we've said, how we treated people. It's yeah, it can be tough to look at those shadows like you mentioned with lighting the candle and seeing something that you're not really proud of. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Doesn't mean the thing is um, okay or right or there's a wrongness either. It's just, okay, there was a thing, and now how do I want to show up within that?
Yeah.
You know, I can give myself a little bit of grace, forgiveness, and bless everybody involved at all the layers and levels of my life
Hmm.
along my timeline, including those past versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much, Christine, for saying yes to me interviewing you. It's been a hot minute, like I said in the beginning, but yeah, this was amazing. I'm glad that you were able to join me, and thank you for the message. I hope that it resonates. It resonated with me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to December 14th. We have a few wreaths to make, some things to still gather and sort out. But I'm looking forward to it. And I would like to thank you again for being here with me.
I'm so grateful that, first of all, that you're one of my best friends on this whole
Mm.
planet. And yeah, just to be able to walk this journey and share. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's for real.
Love your guts. Okay. Thank you.
Bye for now.